Good morning, welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF, January the 17th, and we're here to look at new releases that have been published this week. On Friday is Freeform Friday, so we'll be looking at some books that don't fall under our regular categories, but then we will also be looking at more cozy mysteries that we didn't get to on Monday. Hope you are having a good Friday. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. We'll have them tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 5 hours. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and the Saturday afternoons. All right, shall we jump in? So first up are some books that I found interesting. Ace Marvel Spy by Jenny L. Walsh. Alice strives to have it all. At 17, Alice Marble has no formal tennis skills and no coach. What she does have is an ability to hit the ball as hard as she can and a strong desire to prove herself. With steadfast determination and one sacrifice after another, Alice plays her heart out on the courts of the rich and famous, at national tournaments, and the greatest of them all at Wimbledon, rising to be one of the top-ranked players in the world. But then her world falls apart. With the outbreak of war with Germany, Alice's tennis career and life come to a screeching halt, and for the first time she is forced to confront who she is without tennis. As she seeks to understand her new place in the world and how she can aid in the war efforts, a telegram arrives with devastating news from overseas. Heartbroken and lost, she feels like she can only watch as the war wreaks havoc in every area of her life, until an unexpected invitation arrives. Alice is given the chance to fight back when the U.S. Army sends her a request. Under the guise of playing in tennis exhibition games in Switzerland, she would be a spy for them. Alice aches for nothing more than to avenge what the war has taken from her and to prove herself against this new opponent, but what awaits her might be her greatest challenge yet. From her start as a promising athlete with worn-out shoes to her status as a glamorous international star, Alice Marble's determination to control her own life and destiny fuels a story of achievement, discipline, loss, and love. That was an interesting twist on the kind of the trope. The Kennedy Girl. Good morning, Kim. How are you doing? Are you recovering? This is by Julia Bryan Thomas. It's the 1960s, and the fashion culture of New York, Paris, and Milan is starting to make an impression on the mid-century American woman. Jackie Kennedy's effortless style leads the nation, although Mia's bustling bakery job doesn't often give her the time or money to craft a stylish closet after her idol in the White House. But when a mysterious stranger suddenly offers her a modeling job in Paris at the esteemed House of Rousseau, she takes a chance on it, despite knowing nothing about the world of fashion. As an orphan with big dreams, holding a one-way plane ticket to Paris, she sets off for what she hopes is a better life. But the job of a model runs deeper than photo shoots and runway walks, and as Mia adjusts to the Parisian lifestyle, she realizes that everything is as it seems. Becoming more and more successful in her position as an up-and-coming model, she is soon drawn into the Cold War by the very fashion house she works for. And as she finds herself falling further into national crimes and politics, Mia will soon have to decide which side of history she's really on. Jackie Kennedy is no longer the only woman for whom fashion and politics dramatically collide. These next few are nonfiction. Oof, okay. Leg still hurts. A Flame, Learning from Silence by Pico Iyer. The author has made more than 100 retreats over the past 3 decades to a small Benedictine hermitage high above the sea in Big Sur, California. He's not a Christian or a member of any religious group, but his life has been transformed by these periods of time spent in silence. That silence reminds him of what is essential and awakens a joy that nothing can efface. It's not just freedom from distraction and noise and rush. It's a reminder of some deeper truths he misplaced along the way. In Aflame, Eeyore connects with inner stillness and joy in his many seasons at the monastery, even as his life is going through constant change. A house burns down, a parent dies, a daughter is diagnosed with cancer. He shares the revelations he experiences alongside wisdom from other non-monastics who have learned from adversity and inwardness. And from profoundly, and most profoundly, he shows how solitude can be a training in community and companionship. In so doing, he offers a unique outsider's view of monastic life and of a group of selfless souls who have dedicated their days to ensuring there's a space for quiet and recollection that's open to us all. Oh, I like that. This next one, we won't read the description. I just think that the title is fantastic. Brooke Shields did an autobiography called Brooke Shields is Not Allowed to Get Old. Thoughts on Aging as a Woman. And I think that's probably very true. But I just thought that was a fantastic title. This is another nonfiction. We have The Kennedy Girl on my TBR. I think I remember you mentioning that earlier. I've read it. If it has a bone bruise, it can take a while. Oof. Well, you don't want to be immobile, so that starts to be an issue. But, I hope you are elevating it in ice and stuff. Cold Kitchen, A Year of Culinary Travels by Carolyn Eden. With its unity of practicality and magic, Carolyn Eden understands a kitchen as a portal, offering opportunities to cook, imagine, and create ways back into other times, other lives, and other territories. A welcoming refuge with its tempting pantry, shelves of books, and inquisitive dog, Carolyn Eden's basement Edinburgh kitchen offers her comfort away from the road. Join her as she cooks recipes from her travels, reflects on past adventures, and contemplates the kitchen's unique ability to tell human stories. This is a hauntingly honest and at times heartbreaking memoir with the smell, taste, and preparation of food at its heart. From late-night baking as a route back to Ukraine to capturing the beauty of Uzbek porcelain, and from the troublesome nature of food and art in Poland to the magic of cloudberries, Cold Kitchen celebrates the importance of curiosity and of feeling at home in the world. This next one is also a nonfiction. Open Socrates, A Case for a Philosophical Life by Agnes Callard. Socrates has been hiding in plain sight. We call him the father of Western philosophy, but what exactly are his philosophical views? He is famous for his humility, but readers often find him arrogant and condescending. We parrot his claim that the unexamined life is not worth living, yet take no steps to live examined ones. We know that he was tried, convicted, and executed for corrupting the youth. But what freely assign Socrates' dialogues to today's youths to introduce them to philosophy? We've lost sight of what made him so dangerous. In Open Socrates, acclaimed philosopher Agnes Callard recovers the radical move at the center of Socrates' thought and shows why it is still the way to a good life. Callard draws our attention to Socrates' startling discovery that we don't know how to ask ourselves the most important questions about how we should live and how we might change. Before a person even has a chance to reflect, their bodily desires or the forces of social conformity have already answered on their behalf. To ask the most important questions, we need help. Callard argues that the true ambition of the famous Socratic method is to reveal what one human being can be to another. You can use another person in many ways, for survival, for pleasure, for comfort, but you are engaging them to the fullest when you call on them to help answer your questions and challenge your answers. Callard shows that Socrates' method allows us to make progress in thinking about how to manage romantic love, how to confront one's own death, and how to approach politics. In the process, she gives us nothing less than a new ethics to live by. I thought that was very interesting. Got it wrapped in an ace bandage. Okay. Elevating to help the swelling. This one is also a nonfiction. The Secret History of the Rape Kit, a true crime story by Pagan Kennedy. In 1972, Marty Goddard volunteered at a crisis hotline counseling girls who had been molested by their fathers, their teachers, their uncles. Soon Marty was on a mission to answer a question. Why were so many sexual predators getting away with these crimes? By the end of the decade, she had launched a campaign pushing hospitals and police departments to collect evidence of sexual assault and treat survivors with dignity. She designed a new kind of forensic tool, the rape kit, and new practices around evidence collection that spread across the country. Yet even as Marty fought for women's rights, she allowed a man to take credit for her work. When journalist Pagan Kennedy went looking for this forgotten pioneer, she discovered that even Marty Goddard's closest friends had lost track of her. As Pagan followed a trail of clues to solve the mystery of Marty, she also delved into the problematic history of forensics in America. The Secret History of the Rape Kit chronicles one journalist's mission to understand a crucial innovation in forensics and the woman who championed it. As Pagan Kennedy hunts for answers, she reflects on her own experiences with sexual assault and her own desire for justice. I thought that was a very interesting corner of crime forensics. This next one is a fiction in the James Patterson world. This is by James Patterson and Andrew Burrell. This is the Texas Murderers. Everything is bigger in Texas, especially the murder cases. This is a thriller. Texas Ranger Roy Yates protects his home state wearing a 5-pointed silver badge and carrying a Sig Sauer. When a native woman disappears on the summer solstice, clues point to a cold case. Yates, a quick draw champion, partners with expert archer Ava Cruz in the Tigwa Tribal Police. The investigation leads to the edges of Texas's most unforgiving landscape, where the officers take dead aim with every shot in their arsenals. All right. Let's move on to the cozy mysteries that we didn't quite get to on Monday. Not really swollen, just hurts. Well, I have read, and I'm not a medical person, that pain comes from swelling. You might not see it, inflammation, things like that. So elevation, stay off it, things like that. But I do prop it up when I can. Gotcha. All right. Sugar Snapped by Barbara Wittek, second in the Julie Butler series. It's time for the Lewis County Fair, and Julie's organic human and pet cafe is the talk of New Hope. But amidst the excitement, her ex-boyfriend's appearance and revelations about his murky past have thrown a wrench in her plans with the sheriff. When David announces he's still married to Rita Davis, owner of Nailed It Salon and Julie's new friend, no one is happy about it, especially Rita's fiancé, Paul. When Paul winds up dead on the fair midway, David is the prime suspect. Julie knows he's not a killer, but if she doesn't help clear his name, he'll be stuck in New Hope, along with all the chaos he brings. We are kind of running out of time, so what I think I might do is we will look at everything, and then if we have time, we'll go back. I just want to give every author a chance here, because I know there was still some from Tuesday too. Lethal Orchids by Vivian Law, first in the Greenhaven Cozy Mysteries, set in Iowa. That's a pretty cover. Vengeance at the Vineyard by Tana L.H. Borger, set in Bordeaux, France. I think this is a series, although it doesn't say, but I think this is at least a third in a series. Murder on a High Note, Music Shop Mysteries, book number 1 by Jennifer Lamont Leo, set in Idaho. Where Wolves Wait, a Ray Grayson mystery by B.W. Hoff. I kind of actually like that cover. It's different, you know, it stands out. Up Shiatsu Creek by Sarah Hulde, third in the Massage and Murder Mysteries. And her name is Corky. End of that row. Spells Like Poltergeist Spirit by Leanne Leeds, 18th in the Owl Star Witch Mysteries. Do you want to take on Nirvana? I also like this cover. This one's pretty. Spirits After Sunset, Felines of Fairy Tale Forest, book number 3 by K.L. Montgomery. Just like that teal on blue. The Antique Store Detective and the Mayday Murder by Claire Chase, second in a Bella Winter mystery series. Fake Cakes, a Tibby Hill Lane Tea Shop mystery by Marilyn Leach. Ominous. End of that row. Canoeing into Chaos, Whispering Lake, book number 3 by Misty Spellman. Poltergeist, Heist, and Murder. Oh my, it says. If I could stay home today and go through these individually, I would, because it's snowing out. Tartan Treasures and Trouble by Victoria Tate, 12th in Dottie Sayers Antique Mysteries. And that cat looks like it got startled doing something naughty. What? I'm not doing anything. Murder on the Menu by Katie Marsh, third in the Bad Girls Detective Agency. Perfect for fans of the Thursday Murder Club, The Traitors, and How to Kill Men and Get Away with It. Now everything's going to be compared to the Thursday Murder Club. Death in the Downline, a multi-level marketing murder mystery by Maria Abrams. Let's see, we were here. And these are the ones from Tuesday, so the darker side of crime fiction and thrillers. We have possibility of snow again next week. Yeah. It's going to be very, very cold this weekend. We're going to be in single digits and below zeros in the mornings. Oh, winter's here. The Last Room on the Left by Leah Conan. The caretaker at an isolated mountain hotel finds herself fighting for her life and sanity in this twisty, addictive thriller. The Business Trip by Jessie Garcia. It's got blurbs by Frida McFadden and B.A. Paris. The Betrayal of Thomas True by A.J. West. Lots of blurbs on that one by Janice Hallett, Katrina Ward, Winner of the HWA debut crown and a top 10 Sunday Times bestseller. Oh, it's set in 1715. Cool. You know I like my historically set ones. Oops, we did that one. Must be crossing genres. Oh, Alice Feeney has a new one. I knew there was a new one. This is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. Author Grady Green is having the worst day of his life. Grady calls his wife to share some exciting news as she's driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes, get out of the car, then nothing. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver door is open, and her phone is still there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write, so he travels to a tiny Scottish island to try to get his life back on track. Then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. And the last one we will have time for. A Serial Killer's Guide to Marriage by Asia McKay. I don't know why it matters, but Hugh Grant's blurbing it. I wasn't smashing the patriarchy, I was killing it, literally. Hazel and Fox are an ordinary married couple with a baby, except for one small thing. They're murderers. Well, they used to be. They had it all, an enviable London lifestyle, 5-star travels, and plenty of bad men to get rid from the world. Then Hazel got pregnant. All right. Well, at least we looked at everything. So things to check out further, should some of them sound interesting. That's the point of it. We don't know where to look if we don't look at what's the possibilities. And honestly, this is the content that I'm looking for. I don't care for reviews, and I don't really care what other people are reading, other than it might introduce me to a book I'm not aware of. But otherwise, I don't. My reading experience is different from everybody else's experience. My tastes are different from everybody else. So I prefer to know what's out there, and then from there, I explore further if it's something that tickles my fancy. All right. Next week, a whole new batch of newly published books. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I will have them tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 5 hours. Be safe, be warm, continue to heal. Have a good Friday. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bring a friend. We'd love to grow. We're almost at 400 subscribers. So have a good day. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. Have a good day and God bless. Back at you, baby.